goatee. It's not the best. You see that? I'm just gonna wipe it right there. All right, son. It's one of those rites of passages now. I'm gonna teach you how to shave. Yeah. I know you've been watching me do this for quite some time now, and now it's turn you learn. Now, I'm just using a regular disposable type razor, and I'm gonna use some shaving cream, and in this case, I'm actually just gonna use a little bit of soap. This is a ghetto shaving cream. When you don't have the real stuff with you, you can make do with some other things. In this case, I'm gonna be using some gentle cleansing face wash as my cream. You're gonna need some sort of cream because it hurts if you don't use any type of cream. So I'm just gonna put a little bit right there, over here. It's all in the area where you want. Now, what I normally do is let some running water go. However, I'm not gonna do the running water right now just because of all the noise it's gonna cause right now in this. All right, so right now with that, what you do is you just take your razor, put it in the area where you wanna go, and usually what I do is I go down, 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 down. All right, so there you go, you see that? And just be very gentle. Let the razor do the work. You don't have to put a lot of pressure. See that? And right now it's just cutting off. So from down here, because I'm going to be trying to keep my little goatee, it's not the best. You see that? I'm just gonna wipe it right there. All right. I'm going upward in order to just be able to take off the hair that was on the razor. Now it's clean again. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit down here. You know what? I'm gonna really You'll be doing this soon. I know it looks a little scary, especially when we talk about a razor. Look at all that hair on there, right? Now, check this. Go that and up. You see that? That and up, that and up. Now, it's clean except for the bottom. I'm just gonna take care of that. But now, got a clean razor and go again. I'm just gonna clean up all the bottom here. I'm gonna run a little bit of water this time. There you go. Do that, up, and over. And you have the clean razor again. All right, now, see this right here? Yep. I know right now you got peach fuzz, but soon you'll be shaving with the big boys. Don't try to rush it now. Don't try to rush it. Because once it stops, it don't stop. Once it starts, it don't stop. Yeah, I try to trim it down here just because I don't like, for some reason, I don't like my full-grown mustache, so I try to keep it, you know, just a little bit. But that's your preference. You can let it grow and just trim just the edges if you like. Me, I keep it down a little bit, and I like the little, almost like pencil drawing type thing over. Yeah, I've been doing that for years like that. To each their own. I've seen pictures of my grandfather, and he used to wear, what was very weird to me was an old Hitler-type mustache. It was, I guess back in their day, that was a very popular one, and I'm sure Hitler made sure that went out of style very quickly. Yeah. So, all right, let's take a look over here. Yeah, take a look. Now, so now what we're gonna do, I think I'm about got it where I want it. Yeah, I went into the nose a little bit. You saw that. Sometimes old man get some nose hairs, and I just get them before they start coming out. So what I'm gonna do is get a nice little hot washcloth. Let's get all this cream off now. Oh man, that feels good. Nice hot cloth on the face. Look at that, look at that. All right, so now I can see just a little more clearly. And it's been moisturized with the, I don't need to put on any more cream, but I'm just gonna clean up a little bit more now that I got the cream off, and I can be able to see some of the areas of the left. Yeah, that's looking good. Now I'm gonna get this area right here just a little bit. All right. And then I'm just gonna put a little aftershave cream on. And sometimes it burns just a little bit. If remember, you're using a razor and it's cutting through, so a little moisturizing cream there. And hey, that's it. That's it. I'm gonna fine tune it just a little bit more. There's a few little areas here. Let me get that little here. Clean up that area right there. Right there. All right, I think we're good to go. And I don't see any blood. So I guess we did it all right. Yeah, I know you've been watching me do this for quite some time, and now it's your turn now. You ready? All right, let's do it. Oh, okay, well, we'll try it next time then. All right, we'll try it next time. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. So, baby girl, I hear you're going on your first date. Your mom told me. And this is probably one of those things that I regretted. But I know that you are mature. You're of age now, 17 years old. And hey, this is just a part of life, and it's something I'm just gonna have to get used to. But before you go, I need to talk to you. First, I just want to say that to hold yourself up high and recognize how valuable you are, and don't let anyone treat you less than a queen that you are. You are something wonderful and something special, and especially to me. And I want you to make sure that whoever treats you, that they treat you with the same love and care and concern that I have given to you. Yeah, I wanted to set that example for you so you know what a man looks like, what a loving man looks like. And I expect that you don't settle for anything less than the best. Because you're special. Because you're wonderful. Because a woman like you, a young lady like you, deserves nothing but the best. And so he should open doors for you. He should give you flowers. He should give you love, care, and concern. He shouldn't talk down on you. And if you find someone who with their words and with their actions tries to knock you down in order for them to be able to feel big and important about themselves, then you know you are in the wrong relationship. All right, here's a tough one I'm going to have to talk to you about. Be careful. I was a young man once myself, and sometimes guys aren't always thinking with this. And so you've got to be careful. Remember your value once again. Remember how important it is for you to hold to your moral ground. I trust you. I believe in you. I want the best for you. You go out there, you have a great time, and if you need me in any way possible, know that I will stop anything I'm doing in order to come and rescue you. Because you're my princess, and I love you. All right, you go have fun. I'm going to be checking in on you. Yeah, I mean, not all the time, but if, you're running a little bit late, you know what the curfew is. All right, if you have any problems, any issues, you run up with any problems, you give me a call, and I will be waiting. I will be up waiting. Is he coming to the house? He is. I'm going to get a chance to meet and talk to him. I can't wait. All right, I'll try to compose myself. Love you. All right, I'll see you. Oh, he's... Okay, you won. The Velveteen Rabbit again? It's your favorite. Okay. That's no problem. Well, I got it right here. The Velveteen Rabbit, just for you. Okay. Beautiful book. The Velveteen Rabbit, or How Toys Become Real. Now, you gotta be careful, because sometimes these toys can come to life, and they can wreak havoc. There was a big movie about that called Toy Story. Yeah, I'll show that to you some other day, okay? And this is by Marjorie Williams and illustrations by William Nicholson. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm getting sleepy already. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this book before you fall asleep, but we'll see. Okay. The Velveteen Rabbit, or How Toys Become Real. There once was a velveteen rabbit, and in the beginning he was really splendid. He was fat and bunchy as rabbits should be. His coat was spotted brown and white. He had real thread whiskers, and his ears were lined with pink satin. On Christmas morning, when he sat wedged in the top of the boy's stocking with a sprig of holly between his paws, the effect was charming. There were other things in the stocking, nuts and oranges and a toy engine and chocolate almonds and a clockwork mouse. But the rabbit was quite the best of all. For at least 2 hours, the boy loved him. And then aunt and uncles came to dinner, and there was a great rustling of tissue paper and unwrapped parcels. And in the excitement of looking at all the new presents, the velveteen rabbit was forgotten. Look at the rabbit. You see the rabbit? You see him right there, just laying there, all the other stuff around. For a long time, he lived in a toy cupboard or on the nursery floor, and no one thought very much about him. He was naturally shy, and being only made of velveteen, some of the more expensive toys quite snubbed him. The mechanical toys were very superior. Oh, they thought they were very good stuff. And they looked down upon everyone else. They were full of modern ideas and pretended that they were real. The model boat, who lived through 2 seasons and lost most of his paint, caught the tone from them and never missed an opportunity of referring to his rigging in technical terms. The rabbit could not claim to be a model of anything, for he didn't know that real rabbits existed. He thought they were all stuffed with sawdust, just like himself. And he understood that the sawdust was quite out of date and should never be mentioned in modern circles. Even Timothy, the jointed wooden lion, who was made by the disabled soldiers and should have had broader views, put on airs and pretended to be connected with the government. Between them all, the poor little rabbit was made to feel himself very insignificant and commonplace. Oh yes, insignificant means like, you don't really matter much. And commonplace, the only person who was kind to him at all was the skin horse. Oh yes, the skin horse had lived longer in the nursery than any of the others. He was so old that his brown coat was bald in patches and showed the seams underneath, and most of the hairs in his tail had been pulled out to string bead necklaces. He was wise, for he had seen a long succession of mechanical toys arrive to boast and swagger, and by break their mainsprings and pass away. And he never knew that they were only toys and would never turn into anything else. For nursery magic is very strange and wonderful, and only those playthings that are old and wise and experienced like the skin horse understood all about it. "What is real?" asked the rabbit one day when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender. Before Nana came to tidy the room, does it mean having things that buzz inside you and stick out handle? Real isn't how you're made, said Skin Horse. It's a thing that happens to you when a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you. Then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the Skin Horse, for he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, he asked, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the Skin Horse. You become real. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you're real, most of your hair has been loved off, and your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But those things don't matter. Wow. So this is the skin horse here. This is the rabbit, and they're having their conversation. The skin horse is telling his story. You see? All because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to people who don't understand. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I suppose you are real, said the rabbit, and then he wished he had not said it, for he thought that the skin horse might be sensitive. But the skin horse only smiled. The boy's uncle made me real, he said. That was a great many years ago. But once you're real, you can't be unreal again. It lasts for always. Yes, because it's bathed in love. The rabbit sighed. He thought it would be a long time before this magic called real happened to him. He longed to be real, to know what it felt like. And yet the idea of growing shabby and losing his eyes and whiskers was rather sad. He had wished that he could become it without those uncomfortable things happening to him. There was a person called Nana who ruled the nursery. Sometimes she took no notice of the playthings lying about, and sometimes for no reason whatsoever, she went swooping about like a great wind and hustled them all away into the cupboard. She called this tidying up. And the playthings all hated it, especially the tin ones. The rabbit didn't mind it so much, for wherever he was thrown off, he came down soft. One evening when the boy was going to bed, he couldn't find the China dog that always slept with him. And Nana was in a great hurry, and it was too much trouble to hunt for China dogs at bedtime, so she simply looked about her, and seeing that toy cupboard door stood open, she made a swoop. Here, she said, take your old bunny. He'll do to sleep with you. There it is. And she dragged the rabbit out by one ear and put it into the boy's arms. Okay. That night and many nights after, the Velveteen Rabbit slept in the boy's bed. And at first, he found it rather uncomfortable. For the boy hugged him very, very tight, and sometimes he rolled over on him, and sometimes he pushed him far under the pillow that the rabbit could scarcely breathe. Yeah, that's like how I hug you when you go into bed, right? It's a good night, and we give it a big old hug, right? So he was hugging him just like that, but probably even a little bit harder. Anyway, back to the story. The boy hugged him very tight. Sometimes he rolled over on him, and sometimes he pushed him so far under the pillow that the rabbit could scarcely breathe. And he missed too those long moonlight hours in the nursery when the horse was silent and his talks with the skin horse. But very soon he grew to like it, for the boy used to talk to him and made nice tunnels for him under the bedclothes that he said were like burrows that real rabbits live in. And they had splendid games together in whispers. When Nana had gone away for supper and left the moonlight burning on the mantelpiece, and when the boy dropped off to sleep, the rabbit would snuggle down close under his little warm chin and dream with the boy's hands clasped close round him all night long. And time went on, and the little rabbit was very happy, so happy that he would never noticed how his beautiful velveteen fur was getting shabbier and shabbier, and his tail coming unsewn, and all the pink rubbed off his nose where the boy had been kissing him. And spring came, and they had long days in the garden, for wherever the boy went, the rabbit went too. Just like wherever I go, I take you. Now look at the rabbit. He's there, and it looks like he's getting ready to start transforming and changing. So it says, he had rides in the wheelbarrow and picnics on the grass and lovely fairy huts built for him under the raspberry canes behind the flower border. And once, when the boy was called away suddenly to go to tea, the rabbit was left out on the lawn long after dusk, and Nana had to come and look for him with the candle because the boy couldn't sleep unless he was there. You see how now all of a sudden his go-to when he went to sleep was now the rabbit. And he's loving on the rabbit, and he's hugging on the rabbit, and he needs his rabbit to sleep. Just like you need these bedtime stories, right? Isn't it wonderful? So, he was wet through with dew and quite earthy from diving into the burrows that the boy had made from him in the flower bed, and Nana grumbled as she rubbed him off with the corner of her apron. "You must have your old bunny," she said. "Fancy all that fuss for a toy." The boy sat up in bed, stretched out his hands. "Give me my bunny," he said. "You mustn't say that. He isn't a toy. He's real." When the little rabbit heard that, he was happy. For he knew that was what the skin horse had said was true at last. The nursery magic had happened to him. He was no longer a toy. He was real. The boy himself had said it. That night, he was almost too happy to sleep, and so much love stirred in his little sawdust heart that it almost burst. And into the boot-button eyes that he had lost long ago, there came a look of wisdom and beauty, so that even Nana noticed it next morning when she picked him up and said, "I declare, if that old bunny hadn't got quite a knowing expression." That was a wonderful summer. Near the house where they lived, there was a wood, and in the long June evenings, the boy liked to go there after tea to play. He took the Velveteen Rabbit with him, and before he wandered off to pick flowers or play at brick-ins among the trees, he always made the rabbit a little nest somewhere among the bracken, where he would be quite cozy, for he was a kind-hearted little boy, and he liked Bunny to be comfortable. Yeah, just like I like you to be comfortable, to lay there nicely comfortable under your blanket, tucked in, as you listen to the story. Yeah. So, one evening, oh, look at the pictures here. Before I go on, you see the rabbit? And there's two other rabbits there, and they're probably looking at the rabbit going, "What is that?" All right, well, let's go back to the story. Beautiful pictures. One evening, while the rabbit was lying there alone, watching the ants that ran to and fro his velvet paws in the grass, he saw two strange beings creep out of the tall bracken near him. They were rabbits like himself. Oh, yes, that's the picture that we're looking at. The two rabbits looking up and going, "Who dat? Who dat? Who dat?" So while the rabbit was lying there alone, watching the ants, he saw those two rabbits. They were rabbits like himself, but quite furry and brand new. They must have been very well made, for their seams didn't show at all. And they changed shape in a queer way that made them move when they moved. And 1 minute they were long and thin, the next minute fat and bunchy, instead of always staying the same like he did. Their feet patted softly on the ground, and they crept quite close to him, twitching their noses, while the rabbit stared hard to see which side the clockwork stuck out. For he knew that people who jump generally have something to wind them up. Wind up, toys. but he couldn't see it. They were evidently a new kind of rabbit altogether. They stared at him, and the little rabbit, the Velveteen Rabbit, stared back. And at the same time, their noses twitched. Yeah, like I Dream of Jeannie. Why don't you get up and play with us? One of them asked. I don't feel like it, said the rabbit, for he didn't want to explain that he had no clockwork. Oh, said the furry rabbit, it's as easy as anything, and he gave him a big hop sideways and stood up on his hind legs. I don't believe you can, he said. I can, said the little rabbit. I can jump higher than anything. He meant when the boy threw him, but of course he didn't want to say that. Can you hop on your hind legs? Said the furry rabbit. That was a dreadful question for the Velveteen Rabbit, because he didn't have any hind legs at all. The back of him was all made of one piece like a pincushion. He sat in the bracken and hoped that the other rabbits wouldn't notice. I don't want to, he said. But the wild rabbits have very sharp eyes, and this one stretched out his neck and looked. He hasn't got any hind legs, he called out. Fancy a rabbit without hind legs. And he began to laugh. I have, cried the little rabbit. I've got hind legs and I'm sitting on them. Then stretch them out and stretch them out and show me, like this, said the wild rabbit. And he began to whirl round and dance till the little rabbit got quite dizzy. I don't like dancing, he said. I'd rather sit still. But all the while he was longing to dance, for a funny new tickly feeling ran through him, and he felt that he would give anything in the world to be able to jump like these rabbits did. The strange rabbit stopped dancing and came close. He came so close to this time that his long whiskers brushed the Velveteen Rabbit's ear. And then he wrinkled his nose suddenly and flattened his ears and jumped backwards. He doesn't smell right, he exclaimed. He isn't a rabbit at all. He isn't real. I am real, said the little rabbit. I am real. The boy said so, and he nearly began to cry. Just then there were footsteps, and the boy ran past near them, and with the stamp of her feet and the flash of white tails, the two strange rabbits disappeared. Come back and play with me, called the little rabbit. Oh, do come back. I know I am real. But there was no answer. Only the little ants ran to and fro, and the bracken swayed gently where the two strangers had passed. The Velveteen Rabbit was all alone. Oh dear, he thought. Why did they run away like that? Why couldn't they stop and talk to me? For a long time he lay very still, watching the bracken and hoping that they would come back, but they never returned. And presently the sun sank lower, and little white moths fluttered out, and the boy came and carried him home. Weeks passed, and the little rabbit grew very old and shabby, but the boy loved him just as much. He loved him so hard that he loved all his whiskers off. and the pink lining of his ears turned gray and the brown spots faded, and he even began to lose his shape, for he scarcely looked like a rabbit anymore, except to the boy. To him, he would always be beautiful, and that was all that the little rabbit cared about. He didn't mind how he looked to other people, because the nursery magic had made him real. And when you're real, shabbiness doesn't matter at all. And then one day the boy was ill. His face grew flushed, and he talked in his sleep, and his little body was so hot that it burned the rabbit when he held him close. Strange people came and went in the nursery, and the light burned all night, and through it all the velveteen rabbit lay there, hidden from sight under bedclothes, and he never stirred, for he was afraid that if they found him, someone might take him away, and he knew that the boy needed him. It was a long, weary time, for the boy was too ill to play, and the little rabbit found it rather dull with nothing to do all day long. But he snuggled down patiently, and he looked forward to the time when the boy should be well again, and they would go out into the garden amongst the flowers and the butterfly and play splendid games in the raspberry thicket like they used to, and all sorts of delightful things he planned. And while the boy lay half asleep, he crept up close to the pillow and whispered them in his ear. And presently the fever turned, and the boy did get better. Yay! He was able to sit up in bed and look at picture books while the little rabbit cuddled oh so much close at his side. And one day they let him get up and dress. It was a bright sunny morning. The window stood wide open. They carried the boy out onto the balcony, wrapped in a shawl, and the little rabbit lay tangled up among the bedclothes thinking. The boy was going to the seaside tomorrow. Everything was arranged, and now it only remained to carry out the doctor's orders. The doctor's orders. They talked about it all. And while the little rabbit lay under the bedclothes with just his head peeping out and listened, the room was to be disinfected, and all the books and toys that the boy had played with in the bed must be burned. Uh-oh. Hurry, thought the little rabbit. Tomorrow we shall go to the seaside, for the boy had often talked of the seaside, and he wanted very much to see the big waves coming in and the tiny crabs and the sand castles. But just then Nana caught sight of him. "How about this old bunny?" she asked. "That," the doctor said, "why, it's a mass of scarlet fever germs. Burn it at once." "What? Nonsense. Get him a new one. He mustn't have that one any more." Uh-oh. What's going to happen to the rabbit? And so the little rabbit was put into a sack with the old picture books and a lot of rubbish and carried out to the end of the garden behind the fowl house. That was the fine place to make a bonfire. Only the gardener was too busy to attend to it. He had the potatoes to dig and the green peas to gather, but the next morning he promised to come quite early and burn the whole lot. That night the boy slept in a different bedroom, and he had a new bunny to sleep with him. It was a splendid bunny, all white plush with real glassy eyes. But the boy was too excited to care very much about it, for tomorrow he was going to the seaside. And that in itself was such a wonderful thing that he could think of nothing else. And while the boy was asleep, dreaming of the seaside, the little rabbit lay among the old picture books in the corner behind the fowl house, and he felt very lonely. The sack had been left untied, and so by wriggling
a bit, he was able to get his head out of the opening and look out. He was shivering a little, for he had always been used to sleeping in a proper bed, and by this time his coat had worn so thin and threadbare from hugging that it no longer gave him any protection at all. Nearby he could see the thicket of raspberry canes growing tall and close like a tropical jungle, whose shadow he had played with the boy on bygone mornings. He thought of those long sunlit hours in the garden, how happy they were, and a great sadness came over him. He seemed to see them all pass before him, each more beautiful than the other. The fairy huts and the flower bed, the quiet evenings in the wood where he lay in the bracken, and the little ants that ran over his paws. The wonderful day when he first knew that he was real. You look like you're falling asleep a little. You want me to finish? You do? Okay, we're almost done. He thought of the skin horse, so wise and gentle, and all that he had told him of what use was it to be loved and to lose one's beauty and become real if it all ended like this. And a real tear trickled down his little shabby velvet nose and fell to the ground. And then a strange thing happened, for where the tear had fallen, a flower grew up out of the ground. A mysterious flower, not like any flower that grew in the garden. It had slender green leaves, the color of emeralds, and in the center of the leaves a blossom like a golden cup. Look at that. It was so beautiful that the little rabbit forgot to cry and just lay there watching it, and presently the blossom opened and out of it stepped a fairy. She was quite the loveliest fairy in the whole world. Her dress was of pearl and dewdrops, and there was flowers around her neck and in her hair, and her face was like the most perfect flower of all. And she came close to the little rabbit and gathered him up in her arms and kissed him on his velveteen nose that was all damp from crying. "Little rabbit," she said, "don't you know who I am?" The rabbit looked up at her, and it seemed to him that he had seen her face before, but he couldn't tell from where. "I'm the nursery magic fairy," she said. "I take care of all the playthings that the children have loved, and when they are old and worn out, the children don't need them anymore, then I come and take them away with me, and I make them real." This is getting good, isn't it? "Wasn't I real before?" asked the little rabbit. "You were real to the boy," said the fairy, "because he loved you. But now you shall be real to everyone." And she held the little rabbit close in her arms and flew with him into the wood. It was light now, for the moon had risen, and all the forest was beautiful, and the fronds of the bracken shone there like frosted silver. In the open glade between the tree trunks, the wild rabbits danced with the shadows on the velvet grass. But when they saw the fairy, they all stopped dancing and stood around in a ring to stare at her. "I brought you a new playfellow," the fairy said. "You must be very kind to him and teach him all that he needs to know in Rabbitland, for he is going to live with you forevermore." And she kissed the little rabbit again and put him down on the grass. "Run and play, little rabbit," she said. The little rabbit sat quite still for a moment and never moved, For when he saw all the wild rabbits dancing around him, he suddenly remembered about his hind legs, and he didn't want them to see that he was made all in one piece. He did not know that when the fairy kissed him that last time, she changed him altogether. And he might have sat there a long time, too shy to move, if just then something hadn't tickled his nose. And before he thought about what he was doing, he lifted his hind toe to scratch it. He was scratching it with his hind toes. And he found that he actually had hind legs. Instead of dingy velveteen, he had brown fur, soft and shiny. His ears twitched by themselves, and his whiskers were so long that they brushed the grass. Yeah, take a little drink. Are you thirsty? No? Okay. And he found that he actually had highlights. Instead of this dingy velveteen, he had brown fur, soft and shiny. His ears twitched by themselves. His whiskers were so long that they had brushed the grass, and he gave one leap. And the joy of using those highlights was so great that he went springing about the turf on them, jumping sideways and whirling round as the others did. And he grew so excited that when at last he did stop to look for the fairy, she had gone. Let's show you that fairy again. Look at her. Wonderful, wonderful. Have you ever seen a fairy? Okay, no, me neither. No. Look at him. He's turned into a real rabbit. And now the other rabbits, you see the other rabbits playing? He is right there with them playing and able to do the same thing. Look at him. Isn't that awesome? He was a real rabbit at last, at home with the other rabbits. Autumn passed, and winter, and in the spring, when the days grew warm and sunny, the boy went out to play in the wood behind the house. And while he was playing, two rabbits crept out from the bracken and peeped at him. One of them was brown all over, but the other had strange markings under his fur, as though long ago he had been spotted, and the spots still showed through. And about his little soft nose and his round black eyes, there was something so familiar, so that the boy thought to himself, why, he looks just like my old bunny that was lost when I had scarlet fever. But he never knew that it really was his own bunny come back to look at the child. But he never knew that it really was his own bunny come back to look at the child who had first helped him to be real. The end. Isn't that wonderful? Let's take a look at the picture of the rabbit one more time before you go to bed. Oh, I see those eyes shutting. I see those eyes shutting. Take a look at the rabbit who became real. What did you think? What did you think? You liked it? Good, good, good. No, I can't read you another one. But you can go to sleep now. I know you're tired. You've been yawning. You go ahead and go to sleep. I'll read you a nice one tomorrow night, okay? All right. You have a good night. Love you. All right. Bye-bye. Hey, son. How much longer do you done? Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I'm excited too. Oh, man. Our big day. Phillies Atlanta. Right here in Philadelphia. Game 2. Exciting season, and now I get to share this experience with my boy. Hey man, look at you. Philly's red head to toe. Even the socks. You outdid me. Yeah, I got my hat in the car, but that's about it, the shirt and the hat. Man, you are ready. Yeah, I know you've been looking forward to this game for a long time. So have I. You know, ever since you started playing Little League, you know. I know you had your heart set on the big leagues and seeing the Phillies play live. I was hoping we had this opportunity to watch a Phillies postseason game, especially after like last year. Yeah, my money was not looking good last year. But I said if they made it back, I was gonna take you. Remember? Yes, I am a man of my word. Oh, that's so sweet for you to say that. Yeah. No, I mean, this is special for me because I remember when my dad took me to my first game. Yeah, Vet Stadium. I was bouncing off the walls. I was so excited. And the smell of the hot dogs, the sound of the crowd. Rah, rah, rah. Watching the guys run around the bases in front of me. It was magical. And now I get to experience that magic again with you. Oh man. Love you, bro. Oh man. Listen, hold on, I gotta get myself the right smell for the day. Let's see, chaps. You like that? Smell that one. Hold on, let me spray. We gotta get you something on too. You like that one? You don't like that? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is an old man smell. You know what? I think I'll do that one. Let's see what we're gonna put on you. Now don't you tell your mom, okay? It's just us. All right, shh. This is called Eternity for Men. All right, smell that one. You like that? It's okay. Okay, no. We don't want just okay. Hold on. Let's see. How about this one? This is Yardley Original Cologne for Men. Let's see. It's I don't think you're gonna like that one, but let's see. You like that one? Oh, but you want to try the other one. Oh, that one. I don't know. only break that one out on special occasions. You're right. This is a special occasion. All right. Here it is. Man, maybe I should have wore some of that. You know what? Here. Let's put a little there. Put a little there. Put some right there, okay? Okay. You should be good now, all right? You can have all the little fly mommies on you, okay? Hey, papacito. You. Look at you. Looking good. Smelling good. It's all good. My little man, my little man. You find your glove? You didn't find your glove. Okay, you gotta go find your glove. Yeah. If not, we'll get one on the way, all right? Stop at Walmart. Yeah, you need a glove. You need a glove. Listen. I got us good seats right along the third baseline. See, I want you to be close to the action. I remember when my dad did the same thing, and he did stuff a little bit different, you know. We're not going to do what he did, all right? My dad was notorious for trying to save some money. He would, listen, stuff like this. He'd take stuff like this, pack it into a shirt, pack it into his pocket, put it into the purse. Tell my mom, hey, put this in your purse. And then when the game's going on, snack time. Yeah. We're not gonna do that, papito. We got cash. We got money, okay? Okay, we good. All right. I got you. He also, you remember, he'd take this little flask and let's just say he just wasn't trying to get his water intake. And somehow he'd get this thing through security and everything. And doing it again. I don't know. Pops was crazy. He was crazy, but I wish I had that crazy man around again. Hey, but anyway, we're going to create some great memories today. So, I know you're going to be hungry. There's a great spot we can get some cheesesteaks. Yeah, no, not Pat. No, come on, those aren't the real cheesesteak spots. Then maybe after the game we stop down in Chinatown, you know. That little place on Ray Street on that corner. The good seafood. Yeah. Our little spot, you know. Oh, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right. Let's get ready. We got to be out of here in the next 20 minutes. Get on that road. Get on 95. You know the traffic is going to be wild. You and me. Listen, now I gotta tell you a little something. I gotta warn you about this, all right? Gotta warn you, all right? The Philly crowd. Philly crowd ain't nothing to be playing with, all right? You know, they are passionate. I think they're probably one of the most misunderstood fan base in the world. We are a passionate group, and we want passion out of our players. So sometimes when people go, oh man, they're critiquing their star players or whatever, it's because we want them to fight. Even if you lose, you fought to the end. We give respect for that. But we also keep people accountable to make sure that they're doing what they're paid to do. And that's why players love us. The players that are here, they love this fan base because when you're putting out that effort, we are your most loyal supporters. But you're being paid millions and millions of dollars and come in with a lackadaisical, I ain't trying to put no work in. You in the wrong place. But it's times like this that the fans rise up. You see what they did to Trey Turner, right? He was paid a whole lot of money. But yet he came in here and he was having a slump. And people knew that it was just he had it within him. His head was just out of it. And so what did the city of brotherly love do? They gave him a standing ovation while he was in his slump. What other city would you see that? And you know what he did? He turned it around. He turned it around and he got back to being the player that he once was. Son, we are in for a game tonight. Bryce Harper. I'm ready to see him come once again. Knock it out the park. Bring those Phillies home. Wow, man. The energy that you feel when you are sitting in that crowd and that audience is just going crazy when they see that ball go out of the park. Oh, I can't wait for you to experience that. My boy. When my dad took me to my first game, man, I remember going back to school. I felt like I was a king. I was telling everybody about, back in my day, we didn't have phones where you could be, posting what you're doing and giving video clips and all of that kind of stuff of where you are and doing snaps and tweets and Instagrams and all that kind of stuff, but just telling the story. The kids will gather around. Tell me about the game. Tell me about what you heard. Tell me about what you felt. Tell me about the smells. Tell me about the people. And I would tell the story. And you would see the look on their eyes as if they stared in amazement that you were able to experience something that they had always dreamed of. This game may not have the same impact as it did for me, but I'll tell you what. I know you're excited and I'm equally excited because I just know that me and you get a chance to hang out and spend time with each other a little bit more. My man. Alright, now, here's some ground rules. The stuff at this stadium is expensive. okay? Oh, I mean expensive, all right? Now, your dad ain't made of money. So I'm gonna let you pick a couple things. I mean, we're gonna get a snack, intermission. You know, we'll have a little time together. I mean, I think usually around, I usually take my own intermission around 5th inning, you know. So we'll get up and, unless the game's just super exciting at that moment, but we'll get up, make our way out, and get some snacks. Are you hungry now? You want to get something on the way? You're not? You're just excited, aren't you? That's all good. I hear you. Well, I am equally excited. Maybe we'll get to the stadium a little bit early. Take a walk around. Probably get myself a different ball cap at the store. If you want, I will get you like one of those big foam fingers. You know? Yeah. Decked out in your Philly gear. That's the only thing you need left. Just that foam finger. Yeah. Man, when the Phillies hit a home run, man, you just get ready. Hold your drinks. Because the electricity is going to be out there in the air. Crazy. Yeah, and then they got these little games that they play on the sidelines. They got mascots, you know, doing a whole bunch of things, doing little races and activities, people coming out onto the field. A lot of stuff you don't see on TV, but in person, you get a chance to see all these different little things. And then, of course, there's that time when the crowd starts to sing. You know the song. Take me out to the ball game. Yeah, you know the song. It is iconic, but it's so fun. And then I also remember times when they do the wave. Oh, you never heard of the wave? So, the wave. You'll be sitting there, right? You'll be sitting in your seat, and then across the stadium, there'll be some people that will coordinate their time to put their hands up. And then the people next to them put their hands up, and then the people next to them put their hand up. And so you'll see a wave of, like, if this was the audience, so this line here, they did a wave, and then this line here did a wave, and then this line here did a wave, and then this one here did a wave, and then this one here. And then when you did it together, it was like, wave. And then all through the stadium, let's say this was the whole stadium, you would see all the way around like that. It's pretty cool. It's really cool. And we can be part of it. Alright? Well, I think we better load up and start getting on out to Citizens Bank Park, because I'm ready. You ready? You sure? Well, then let's do it, my man. Go Phillies. Go Phillies. Go Phillies.
This ball is out of here.
Here it is. I think it's the big one. What? this water. Yeah, oh, John. My mind's all tangled up. Oh, it's a tangled up mess. Let me get this together before I cast down again. Hey. Really happy it came out with me today. I don't really get a lot of chance to spend together. And, I really missed you. Love having you home, and we don't really get to hang out as much as we used to, so these times are really special. You know, yeah, I gotta cut this wire for some reason. That little bead thing tangled me up really good. Oh, be careful with the ducks. Be careful feeding those ducks. They'll come around here and scare away all the fish. Yeah. So, boy, this thing. I don't know. Well, you been fishing in Colorado? Where you live at, man? No. Haven't been fishing out there? I hear the fishing out there is so much better. You know what? I'm going to take off this spool. Yeah. I'm just going to make it easier for me to restring this whole thing. Yeah, I heard someone's expecting. Oh, that is so awesome. Can't wait to be a grandfather. Oh my goodness. Been so waiting for this. Now you get to see and feel what it feels like to be a dad. Yeah, you thought it was so easy. You're gonna see now. See, this is the parents' greatest wish for their children. It's like revenge almost. You know, it kind of sounds sinful now that I'm saying it, but it feels so good. Yeah, now you're gonna see all the stuff he used to say about our parenting styles and how much you would do it so much differently and all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm gonna be watching, bro. No, I'm just kidding, son. It's the greatest, one of the greatest joys of your life. Definitely for me. You know, help mature me. And give me a good sense of purpose and direction and all that I just didn't have at the time. You know, it's different living for yourself. Just doing whatever pleases you and only things that affect you, but you know, when there's children involved, that means a whole new set of responsibilities, all new guidelines, all new ways of thinking and doing things. There we go. And you put the thread underneath. There you go, right there. And then, from there, you loop it up to that right there. Let me go ahead and put that cap back on too. Put the cap out. Just so cap back on. Go ahead and string this through now. Yeah. This little tiny string can catch us a big old fish. How much is on that line? Yeah, I'm not sure myself. I think that's a test line, maybe 10, 20 pounds. Let's go back. and there we go. Now, let's see. Give me that, pass me that box right there. Okay. Alright, you're not getting too wet, are you? Look, I'm comfortable here just like this. So I'm used to being right in the middle of the action. In the middle of the river, yeah. That's why you got those boots. That's why you got your waterproof pants. Yeah. So, okay, good deal. So, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna just use do you want a bomber? You know what bombers are for? Well, alright, let me just show you. So this is a bomber, okay? And what you do, you see this little hold on. See if I can get it. Luckily the water's not really rushing too hard today because these ducks will get away from me. Anyway, this little bomber here, you push that button, you see how the little thing opens up there? Well, that little thing that opens up, you put your line through it right there, and voila, you see? So now you just want to give yourself a little bit of depth. Alright, so what's going to happen? This is going to float on the top, and it's going to dangle whatever you have there at the bottom. So what we're going to do, and this is the other thing that you could also use one of these steel bars, attach it on there. But what that's going to do is, this is actually called a sinker. So this helps things to float. This helps it to sink. So on a sinker, what you want to do is you want to put the sinker at the bottom weight, and then you're going to put your hook a little bit higher so that that's on the bottom, and whatever bait you have is kind of floating around and stuff like that, tantalizing the other fish and encouraging them to bite. In this case, it's the exact opposite. This is floating, which is then dropping whatever the food is, whatever the bait you're using right there, and you would put there, and it would be floating into the water, once again tantalizing and seducing the other fish to go ahead and take a little nibble. See what it is. So, alright, well, I'm talking a little bit too loud. I think I'm going to scare away the fish. I'm going to go ahead and just let's whisper a little bit more, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something. So, I just bought these different hooks. So, a lot of different hooks. These are baited style hooks. And, you guys up. Okay. Pull it in. Okay. Slowly reel it in. Okay. You pull it in. I'll grab it. Okay. What is this? What? Guess you pulled in a Walkman, so old school Walkman. Man, I haven't seen one of these in like forever. Hold on a second. Oh man, it's just breaking apart in pieces. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it back in there. Set it aside. If we can find some batteries and stuff like that, we can have some tunes out here. Anyway, like I was saying, so the the worms, the night crawlers right there. I can touch you. Hey, can you pass me water, please? I'm extremely thirsty. Thanks. Maybe get yourself one of these vests. It's got so many pockets to it, so I can put my water there. You got pockets like galore everywhere around here. This particular one, I believe, is, well, I know somewhere around here it said, oh, there it is. Field instrument. Field instrument, that's right. Eventually, a field instrument vest. How I like it. Stop. I know I look good. Okay, so these different hooks, so different sizes, and usually you're going to use different sizes because of the fact that different fish have different sizes, different fish have different mouths, and so for smaller fish you want to use some smaller hooks. For larger fish you want to use some larger hooks, obviously, and then you always got to remember this. You got to hook up the cook. Uncle Fred used to say that all the time, remember? You gotta hook up the cook. So, let's go hook some, right? Let's go hook some. Oh, I want to show you this too. I got this different. This is from Mill Street. I want you to look at these and see if maybe you like to use them. Now, normally, I would use these lures. These are fly fishing lures. And you can use them traditionally here also. But I didn't bring my fly fishing rod, so I gotta use these as bait on a regular rod. Okay, but I want you to see, because what this is actually artistry. This is art. Okay, take a look at these, and it's called fly fishing because you're using these flies. This is the lures. Okay, and what they are insects. I want you to look at this one, for instance. Looks just like a real bug, but this bugger has got a hook, and when they bite into the bug, they're actually biting into the hook. So what you want to do here is just go ahead and attach that right there. You see that little hole right there? That little hole right there is where you're going to put the string. And there's the hook there, okay? And so there are some people that, man, they make a living on these kind of items right here. Just making these things called flies. And these flies can really cause a pretty bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tie one up here for us. Man, that water is a little bit cold, isn't it? Oops, I dropped it. Okay, let's see. So, let's see, which one do I want? I'm going to actually use this fuzzy hood. Alright, because I just think it's cool. Right? And really what you want to do is the different movements are vitally important. I'll show you in a second. Because what we're trying to do is stimulate either a dying insect or an insect that is in trouble, because it makes it look as if the prey are in trouble. So the other fish love that. So alright, you see what we're doing here, right? So you see what we're doing here, right? We got the got that. We got those, and now we're getting ready to go cast her out. Baby. Yeah. So how's pregnancy going? She's doing good. Anita was crazy cravings. Peanut butter and pickle. is it? Now, who threw this in the water? Some sort of metal thing. It's a what? A tuning fork? What are you doing with it? Oh, you tune stuff too. Okay, thanks, Brainiac. Oh, hit it. Oh, look at that. Watch it. Hold up. Did you see that? Do you see the fish coming up? My God, I think we found something. The tuning fork looks like it's sending out vibrations. Even the ducks are coming around. Vibration sounds. Look, I think it's exciting the fish. They're gonna get the bait back. I gotta tell you what, you fish over there. I'm gonna put this sounds over there. Fish on that direction, watch. You see the fish coming up top, the big one. Cast over there. Oh, you scared him away. Hey man, this is a little trick. You see that fish over there? Hold up. Let me see. Let's see. Cast over there. I think I got something. Listen up. He's a tough one. Sometimes you gotta let a little bit out. That way. Let's get him good and tired. Come on. Oh, it's a big one. Got away. Cut the bait. Broke the line. Yeah. Oh well. Maybe next time. Listen. Yeah. Sorry we didn't want to catch a lot of fish. I don't know, just being out here in nature. Hanging out with you. This is all good. I don't care about nothing else. It's alright. The only problem I have with you is you don't have a crazy hat. What's up with that? Baseball caps. You don't bring a baseball cap to fish. You need maximum coverage, you know. The sun comes and it beats down hard upon you. You gotta be able to just cover them up. We don't need no problems. But hey, I'm thinking about something right now. This may just be a godsend that we caught this fish. Come on, we gotta market this thing. Alright, so it can't be a tuning fork. Can we name it? We're gonna have to take the design and redesign it a little bit. We gotta make sure it's something that can fit. No, that fits. But maybe we can make it a little small. But you know, kind of design. Maybe fit it. you in my arms for that very first time, it made me mature in ways I can't even explain. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I heard the good news. You're gonna be a father for the first time. Wow, son. And I'm gonna be a grandfather. Oh, beautiful. I can't wait. I just wanted to talk to you for a little bit about fatherhood. I mean, you know, sometimes it was rough. We had some rough patches, but for the most part, things went well. And you know why? Because I love you. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, I tried to be the best dad, and I tried to set an example for you to be able to follow. And you know, and I'm not perfect. I wasn't perfect, but love helped me every step of the way. Oh, thank you, son. Well, now you get to share in that blessing. Oh, and the challenge of being a father. Yeah. I know. Huh? Listen. There's no manual given to you. I mean, we do what we can do, the way we can do it. We're not going to do it perfect, so don't expect perfection out of yourself also. But I'll tell you this, it is the most rewarding thing I have ever done. It's a blessing to be able to pour into your life, and now to be able to sit back and watch you do it. I can't wait. Oh yeah, you're gonna mess up too. Yeah. Hey, but look, I'll be here. I'll be here to help you. Yeah, you can call on me, and guess what? I even babysit. But then I'm gonna give him right back. I'm gonna give the baby right back. Yeah. I know it's an awesome responsibility. Hey, you're well equipped for it. Just keep this in mind. Love will carry you through. Let me say that again. Love will carry you through. You're gonna be all right, buddy. Yeah. Well, look, I'll tell you this. The same thing happened to me. I mean, when I saw you in my arms for that very first time, it made me mature in ways I can't even explain. I know. Well, you being my first, and once again, no one gives you a manual, and you know, by God's grace, you're here still. And you did some crazy stuff too now, so come on now. Yeah. Hopefully your boy won't follow in your same footsteps in some of those things, you know. And that's the beauty of fatherhood. The fact that hopefully the next generation doesn't repeat the same mistakes as the past. So yeah, this little tiger, I'm gonna be looking for him to do better and greater than both of us. But you've got to instill that in him. You got to plant that seed. You are gonna now be in charge of pouring into his life. I know it sounds scary. I know it. I guess in some ways it is. But it's one of those things that forces you to step up. There are some people that just step out. I know you're not one of those. You're one of the ones like me. We step up to the challenge. And what a challenge it is. What a blessing it is. I can't All right, kids, come on, have a seat. Today we're going to learn something. We're going to learn to speak Spanish, Español. All right, you ready? Have a seat. All right, so the first word we're going to do is sí. No, not see with your eyes. Sí means yes in Spanish. Repeat after me. Sí. Okay. Sí means yes. No, here's the easy one. No is no. It's the exact same word in both languages. Okay. All right. I don't know which language had it first. I don't know. All right, so now let's try this one. This is please in Spanish, so please. Por favor. Por, that's one word, P-O-R. Favor. F-A-V-O-R. It's like a favor. Do me a favor. You know? Por favor. All right, you can remember it that way. So please, por favor. Then, how about, do you know how to say thank you? You should not. That's right. Good job. Gracias. Gracias. Really good. You guys got that. That was pretty easy. What else do you know? Well, when someone says gracias, what do you say? Good. De nada. De nada. So someone says gracias, and you go, de nada. Gracias. De nada. So let's look at the words that we have already. We have sí, which is yes. We have no, which is no. We have por favor, which is please. And then we have de nada, which is you're welcome. Or more literally, it really means like, hey, it's nothing, de nada. But it's you're welcome, are equivalent to you're welcome. Okay? Let's try another one. Here's a good one, because you will always want to be able to tell someone your name. So someone says, well, let's try it first with someone asking you your name. All right, here's how you ask someone's name. ¿Cómo se llama? What is your name? ¿Cómo se llama? Say it. ¿Cómo se llama? All right, ¿cómo se llama? What is your name? And then you would respond with mi nombre es, and then your name. My name is, and then your name. So mi nombre es Jay. Mi nombre es Maria. Mi nombre es, or whatever your name is. All right, try that. Mi nombre es, and then the name. All right. Well, I want you to practice these words. I'll bring you back more next time we sit down. All right, we got to build this up on a foundation, but you try those words out, and on our next visit, we'll add some more words to those, all right? Master those. Okay, I'll see you next time. All right, y'all can go outside and play now. All right, love you too. Bye.